Hey guys, this is the Prince of Macedon, and I'm doing a commentary video for Empire Total War multiplayer. This is the France versus Britain battle. I'm in command of the French here, and my opponent is Yoeeb, in command of the British Army. I had to cut off the first 11 minutes of this battle, and that was because I advanced from here to up here, and then I parked my army right here for about 10 minutes. I just wanted to see if my opponent would actually attack, but he did not. But he did move forward a little bit, but he's still going to camp out right here. However, the big difference between this battle and then battles 1 and 3 is that here my opponent left his terrain superiority. Like in the first battle, my opponent put his army at the choke point of the map, so I couldn't outflank him at all. And in the third battle, he actually parked up here at the foot of this hill, and he also had this plateau right here protecting his left flank. But because my opponent moved forward a little bit, he has no terrain to protect him this time. Alright, so I opened up the combat by swinging my cavalry in from both wings here, and you missed a little scruffle between my heavy cav and his light dragoons. He was trying to skirmish with me, and as he was, I just charged into his horses, and that forced his horses back into their defensive position here. But anyways, I've concentrated my cavalry into one giant mass here. And that was the way Napoleon used his cavalry. He liked to concentrate his force, kind of like how the Germans used their tanks in the Second World War. Alright, here, my opponent's charged into my infantry here that was forming on his flanks, and I tried to form up into a square, but by the time my guys got into a square, it's more like a half square. But they're fighting against light dragoons, and light dragoons aren't really equipped for melee combat. They're actually more like mounted infantry. And he's going up against my Zaldua, and these are elite guard units. So this fight will probably go my way if the situation did not change for him. Alright, I charged into his line infantry here with half of my cavalry. I just wanted to stop them from assisting his cavalry, so I just smacked right into them. And elsewhere, my other half of cavalry is going at it with his light dragoons. But as I said, light dragoons aren't really designed for melee combat, so they're not going to last too long against my heavy cav. And my heavy cav consists of cuirassiers and some other type of units. Forgot. Alright, so what's going on here? My opponent's going to reinforce his left wing here, where all the action's happening. Let's get right here. And here I'm bringing up my cav to strike into his riflemen. See, I'm glad that my opponent left his terrain advantage, because now I'm free to maneuver. And this is why I'm a strong advocate of the game team, the game designing team, to release an official map pack for this game. And they should have at least one flat map, because that would make the multiplayer games more balanced. Because as it stands, either the host or the guest player is going to have a terrain advantage, and many people do not want to give up their terrain advantage. I mean, I would to make the fight fair, but people like my opponent, they have stated that they will not surrender their terrain advantage if they are parked right next to it. And that's not really their fault, it's really the fault of the designers not to release a balanced map. So they need to do that if they want the multiplayer to be fair, and if they want to attract more attention from the experienced Rome Total War players. Because nobody wants to fight at a disadvantage here. And luckily in this battle, I have the equality in elevation and all that. Alright, so yeah, and also my opponent, he's not able to protect his army this time with natural terrain obstacles. And that was the issue I had with battles 1 through 3. I don't mind that he camps, but when he camps on terrain advantage, then it becomes an issue. Because that's almost akin to border camping. And nobody likes to border camp. Alright, so I'm moving my cav around here this way. My opponent's on my cav and he formed into a square. But because of my micro, I can just go around him. I'm going after his Ferguson rifleman, but I make a little micro mistake here. I stopped charging. Forgot why I did that. Anyways, our infantry's going right now. And this is the kind of fight I like, a fight where I can actually maneuver. And so I'm glad my opponent left his terrain superiority here to fight on even ground. Alright. Now you can see the skulls on the side. That means both of our generals are pretty much out of the action. And we're going to watch this fight here. My opponent formed into a square here, but he saw my cav coming. And when he formed into a square, I switched my cavalry's attention to the other infantry. And I brought my infantry to attack his square. We're going to watch some of this close-up action here. We'll watch this one, and we're going to go over here and watch this action. Here I launched a hammer and anvil strike here with my cuirassiers and my Saint-Duois against his line infantry. Here he's bringing up some infantry to support, but I'm able to maneuver. Here I crash right into his Ferguson riflemen, and I rout them. So here I'm actually able to maneuver here, which I'm thankful for. Here my Saint-Duois, they are still resisting here, which is incredible because they're down to 25 men, and they're fighting against, I believe, 4 British units. Well, now there's 3. So, this unit right here, they're actually occupying the attention of like maybe a quarter of the British army there, and the rest of his army is getting smashed here by my army. So, let's see what's going on here. We're both losing troops here, but I still have another troop right there. And here, I charge into his square. That was kind of a mistake, but not really, because he kept his infantry from reinforcing his other infantry. So finally, he beat my Saint-Duois on that wing. Now he's bringing his infantry over this way. But I anticipated that, and I brought in my own infantry to slow down his incoming infantry. I even have my cavalry here for support, and I have them in 2 ranks here. And while these guys slow down the enemy's other wing here, I'm going to team up with my other troops against his remaining line infantry on this side. So you can see the mayhem going on. We're exchanging musket fire here. And he's outmaneuvered here. And they should be firing. Not sure why they're not. Alright, here my Saint-Duois, they have routed his line infantry. Or they haven't routed yet, but they're about to, I believe. But it says they're shaken and exhausted. We're going to watch some of this action up close so that the people who don't have this game know what it looks like. And I love zooming in on these battles, because every time I watch, there's always something new happening. That's how detailed this game is. So I just wish that they had a flat map that would be fair for multiplayer. I also wish they had the Napoleonic outfits for these guys, for the late period troops anyways. But I'm hoping they release a Napoleonic expansion for this, and that would be so awesome. It'd be awesome to have all those proper uniforms. Alright, so now he has 3 units left. This unit strolled forward pretty well advanced to the rest of his troops here. And I think he did that so he can get close to my Tirailleur. And my guys don't even care about the battle, apparently. They have their backs turned to the enemy. Alright, so I launched my cavalry into his right wing here. I just want to tease his line infantry there. And we're going at it right now. And I don't think his line infantry like being teased. They are starting to rout now. Now he has 2 units left. Alright, I think my Tirailleur is... They are still ignoring the battle. But these guys aren't. At least they're fighting the enemy. And now my opponent's down to 1 unit left here. And now they're gone. That was a victory. I had 931 kills with 821 losses. Yoeeb killed 795 of my men, and he lost 986 troops. Good game to Yoeeb.